Worlds are colliding. Welcome to Ozzy's Comic Multiverse.
Screening me up there.
Because that's you.
Fuck me.
And now you're so gorgeous.
I fucked up my own fucking intro.
You're good.
I'm so used to hearing it.
You're good. I'll have a way where I can
Turn
loop
the
it
page,
into the
wash your hands.
No, it's actually different now.
It is?
Yeah, you
I
actually
forgot, man.
Yeah, you changed it. We're trying to introduce them to new stuff.
What is it now?
The multiverse.
The multiverse, remember?
Oh, man.
Oh,
Idiot.
shit.
Fucking cut his mic.
Yeah,
Cut all our mics.
Cut my mic.
All four of them.
So, I read 4 books, 2 of which were Spider-Man. Welcome to the comic verse. I'm your boy
You
Oz.
look like a fucking elementary school kid at the fucking book
I
fair.
got comic books. I got comic books. But no. Spider-Man. We are actually wrapping up that first fucking arc that I was talking about with Tombstone.
Yeah.
And he was the major focal point of this. And pretty much this book starts out with where we last left off in that Spider-Man book was he had been abducted by Tombstone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was kept underground for a few days, and pretty much Tombstone told him his plan. It was like, I'm gonna have a bunch of goons dressed up as the Rose Gang, and we're gonna fucking massacre a bunch of people and kill everybody.
Right.
So Spider-Man manages to break free thanks to the one guy that he pulled out of that burning fucking van like a few issues back. Well, anyway, he pulls that guy out, and the Spider-Man is in the titanium fucking chains and everything.
Yeah.
And another guy's about to put a bullet in his head, and the other guy says, like, stop, and smacks the other guy in the face and unlocks Spider-Man and says, this guy pulled me out of a burning van. I'm not going to let him do him like that. So Spider-Man breaks free, and his immediate thing on his mind is stop the fucking Tombstone's plans from massacring a bunch of people disguised as the Rose Gang. So he's going through and stopping all of Tombstone's men. How about this shit? Spider-Man gets to pretty much the final boss of this issue, which is a guy dressed as the Rose, and he finds that kind of fucking weird. It's like they even got a guy dressed as the Rose. He beats the shit out of him, unmasks him, and it's actually Wilson Fisk's son who is the Rose. And this throws Spider-Man for a fucking loop. Tombstone took advantage of Spider-Man. Took him underneath the Rose's hideout. And Spider-Man thought he was stopping Tombstone's gang. He actually pretty much wiped the board of the Rose Gang for Tombstone.
Damn. All right.
And this is
That's
why
I love Tombstone.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite villains, and he's so fucking underrated because he's smart as fuck, you know?
He definitely makes it in my top 20.
So it's like
There's a lot out there.
That's a lot. Yeah, I was about to say.
There's a
That's
lot out there.
yeah, but usually you say, it makes my top 5. It's just
Well,
makes
with
my top
Marvel,
20.
you have to kind of, branch out a little bit.
If you don't know who Alonzo Lonnie Lincoln is, it's go figure. Shh. It's a secret. That's an Easter egg.
Yep.
But no, Lonnie fucking Lincoln kicks ass because he's a street level. He's super fucking strong. It's like a lot of people don't understand who Tombstone. He's a black guy. He's albino, but he's also a crime boss. He is most closely associated with the Maggia crime family. If you're familiar with Spider-Man comics at all, needless to say, this book it wraps up in issues 4 and 5 of the current Spider-Man run, written by Zeb Wells. I'm not too fond of the art from John Romita Jr., and it's not to shit on John Romita Jr., just his father was a lot better. John Romita has this very blocky style that just doesn't quite jive well for me.
Yeah.
It's I came up in the 90s, Todd McFarlane was my artist, and then that went to Mark Bagley. So when I think of Spider-Man, those are my go-tos, and John Romita Jr. style is it's cool for certain things, but he doesn't fit Spider-Man very well for me. I could see him doing Squirrel Girl really good justice, but hopefully the next issue 6 is going to be Legacy 900. So if you're not reading Spider-Man, I would suggest you get that issue because I promise you it's going to be a key issue. But anyway, that's issues 4 and 5. As a bit of a segue to how that whole thing actually wraps up. The Digger, who was this shut up.
The what?
The Digger.
Okay.
Digger.
Sorry.
That's our word.
Heels got excited.
I don't think that's what you
I
said.
see what you're fucking
got
saying.
excited.
But
Say it.
he's like Spider-Man's version of Solomon Grundy, I guess.
Okay.
If you're familiar with the DC character, Solomon. Yeah. He's got like it's like this undead kind of guy. He's got like 13 people inside of his body, whatever.
Okay.
He was the muscle
Toad's
for the
jelly.
Rose. Well, he wasn't there when Spider-Man beat the shit out of the entire Rose gang. He was coming there. He had stopped to get an ice cream cone. Like that seriously happened in the book. Anyway, they managed to pull up as the Rose gang was getting arrested by the cops and everything.
Yeah.
So when you cut to Tombstone's place, it's like like Spider-Man is broken in and he's talking to Tombstone, and it's like, yeah, it'd be like a real fucking shame if your crime buddies found out that I was working with you, that we were a team. Because obviously that presents issues for Tombstone.
Mm-hmm.
Tombstone's like, what do you want? And it's like, well, that product you were trying to move? Like, yeah, there's a guy from the Rose gang there, so consider us even at this point. And that pretty much ends that whole saga, but I loved how, like, it was that fucking 5th issue was like a real back and forth. It wasn't so action heavy as it was dialogue heavy. And I tend to like those character study books a lot more.
I agree.
But that brings us into Moon Knight. And where we last left off with Moon Knight was, Moon Knight was trying to get back to the mission because Zodiac was there and he was trying to kill Reese. He's trying to get the Moon Knight as much as possible. And Soldier said, fuck it. I'm going to put on the Mr. Knight suit and I'm going to go out there and face him to buy us some time. He goes out there. And Zodiac pretty much says, yeah, I don't buy this shit for a second. Shoots him. Reese jumps in the way of the bullet. Keep in mind, Reese is his vampire, like Moon Knight's vampire assistant. So Reese jumps in the way. She takes the bullet. She manages to live, but of course, the bullet was from a .357 Magnum. So it went through her and hit Soldier. Now, we don't know if Soldier's dead. But that doesn't matter. Where we last left off, Moon Knight said, you know what? We can get there. It's just, I got to teleport there.
Right.
And the way he does this is he calls up pretty much like this, the power of Khonshu itself.
Yes.
And opens this corridor that allows him to travel to where he wants to. Well, in this corridor, it's guarded by Moon Knights of past times. So while they're running through this corridor, they're being chased down. Manages to get through and pretty much confronts Zodiac by throwing a bunch of moonarangs at him. So they embed him. Now, Zodiac can't feel pain, so he doesn't give a shit about the moonerang stuck in his body. He's like, oh, you finally showed up. It's like, I've got everyone there that you care about. It's like, I've already killed Soldier. It's like, I'm about to kill Reese next. I'm about to break you.
Right.
And it's like, I've got all these guys, and I've already parked a bunch of vehicles with a bunch of bombs in them up and down the block. It's like, what do you have? Moon Knight's like, oh, just my fist. And Zodiac's like, okay, what does that mean? And that's when you see those Moon Knight, like, of times past come through. And so it's a bunch of fucking Moon Knight zombies, essentially.
Okay.
And we get this
So
fucking...
par for the course.
Oh my god! Like the splash page for this is just
I'm sure
fucking
it's wonderful.
amazing. This is so fucking badass. Not to mention, you also get like a great fucking moment from Reese and all of this.
Just picturing Doctor Strange, freaking
Like
when he has those arms.
look
on
at
his
that
back.
splash page, like just fucking amazing.
Fucking sick.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
So a bunch of fucking zombie Moon Knights. So it's like Capuccio's artwork in this is on full display. But manages to beat the shit out of all the goons that Zodiac had with him. Zodiac is on the run. He's about to press the button, and that's when Moon Knight steps in, and he's about to fucking kill Zodiac and tells Reese not to look, because Reese completely lost her fucking mind. She's gone full vampire mode now. She's ready to kill Zodiac herself.
Right.
And Moon Knight pulls her off and is like, no, you're not going to do this, because if you do that, you can't come back from it. But I can. And just as Moon Knight's about to kill him, like, he stopped. Something stops him. And that's when Stephen Grant reveals himself and is like, yeah, you've seen enough for tonight. It's like, I can't allow this to go on any further. So that's where we leave off on Moon Knight, with a huge cliffhanger. That brings us into my favorite book.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, we're talking about Gunslinger.
Oh, shit.
Gunslinger Spawn is back.
Mm-hmm.
And aside from a little bit of titty action from
Aside
from a little bit of titty action,
Side boob.
I'm not going to show you any titty action, but
I want to see titty
You
action.
can buy
no
it
one gets
yourself.
to see titty action. You'll
Okay,
buy it
titty
yourself.
action.
Jessica Priest and Javier are trying to get in contact with Spawn, because where we last left off, they just survived some shit at a bar, and we're finding out that Javier, like one of the people that Javier is here to kill, is in our current day and age, and it's the same guy. And the book starts off actually with a little bit of a flashback, and it's all sepia toned and pretty and shit.
Yeah.
And we learn that someone killed Amy, and Amy was apparently Javier's wife. So now we know who Amy was, but we still don't have the full picture. It's like scattered memories, and we're trying to put the puzzle pieces together.
Right.
Well, it flashes in the present day, and pretty much Jessica Priest says, in order for you to get back to where you come from, you need to get Al Simmons on your side. And Javier's like, okay. And just for the record, Javier is Gunslinger Spawn. So like, he has a name now, just like Al Simmons. You know who that is. All right. It's like, we need to get Al Simmons on our side. And the best way to do that is to compliment his military brilliance and his ability of being a great tactician, because suck his dick a little, I guess, gets the job done.
Works for me.
I mean, yeah.
Make me feel good.
If
So
you wanted a favor, I think that would butter me up.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica Priest, you know, was like, so clearly you don't know how to teleport, so I'm going to teach you how. So they shift into Spawn form, and they go through the shadows. Then we pick up with Spawn, like Al Simmons, our Spawn, the Spawn that we all know and love.
Right.
And he's pretty much been tracking down the boss of these guys. Now, the rest of that story can be found in King Spawn and the Spawn, like, ongoing title. And I promise you, we're going to circle back around to that. It's just that the Gunslinger stuff actually butts into that. So this is actually before the Scorch stuff, and that ties all in together. So it's like there's a method to the madness, but this is actually predating that. So we're tying into that here. And they confront Al Simmons, and Gunslinger says, well, you're trying to get to the guy's boss, right? And so these guys don't matter. So he shoots each one of the guys that Spawn had already captured. Spawn gets absolutely fucking pissed off with Gunslinger. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, well, clearly you kill all these guys, and the guy who's, you know, they're working for is going to come looking for you. Which is correct.
I mean,
he's not,
got a point there.
He's not fucking wrong.
He's playing brutal chess.
100% logical.
And Spawn's like, you know what? I don't need this shit. I'm gonna go ahead and dip out. And that's when Gunslinger realizes he has to swallow his pride. He's like, all right, no cap, for real.
Dead ass fan.
Hold on, wait. Can you say that, all that stuff, in Gunslinger?
All right, Spawn, no cap. Like, look, you are straight bussin'. I can't read, I can't write, but I'm really good at fighting. And it's like, you're so fucking big and badass, and your dick is fucking huge.
Yes.
And it's like, you know what? You could lead me.
Yes.
And Al Simmons is like, that's true.
All right.
Factual.
So Gunslinger's like, we fam, right, cuz?
We failed. Yeah.
And Spawn's like, don't call me cuz.
Oh, shit. Wrong word. Sorry.
But yes, that's where Gunslinger leaves off. So when I come back to you next time, we're going to be talking about the Scorched.
Okay.
And we're going to go deep into that and figure out where we are, because Jessica Priest is trying to put this team together. So yeah, that's where Gunslinger fits in all this. And that is the comic multiverse.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's gonna go deep next time.
I'm going to go so deep.
He's going to scorch that butthole.
I'm going to be a rootin', tootin', shooting son of a gun.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know
Well,
what you said.
And I'll
but
do
it
more
sounded
voices
sexual.
next time,
And
too.
so
I got to figure out a Spider-Man voice. I don't have a Spider-Man voice.
Hey, man.
Fine, you
it
can do
was funny.
Spider-Man.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but right when you held up your books, Heather said He read enough to get that personal pan pizza.
Who?
Heather.
Oh, for your book report. You don't remember the book report?
You don't remember when you had to read to get
You
the personal pan
Oh,
pizza?
shit.
That was a dope ass.
I went to a black school.
No.